He is one of the most important speakers in Brazil. He is specialized in overcoming problems, not only in life, but also in business, using music as a tool. I'm talking about José Luiz Tejon in this very special interview to Dukascopy TV.
Well,
thank you so much for joining us.
it's my pleasure to be here with you and all people. Really, life teach me to business. Things start with life. What I learned in my life is already being seen very important to the business. Mainly to I'm also act like a professor, and when we teach, when we are professor, we have we have a lot of challenges with the young people and everybody, and my history is helping me a lot all the time. I think I will not be the same person if what I had in the past. When I was a child, I burned my face and I was 4 years old, and I spent about 12 or 13 years in hospitals in Brazil, public hospitals. My family was very poor, and I learned a lot of lessons with common people, with very simple people, and it was fantastic at that time. I learned a lot of things, a complete universe I had because that accident.
How music helped you?
Well, when I burned my face, I had 4 years old, and when I was about 8 or 9 years old, neighbor with my house there in Santos, she was a guitar professor. And she teach me to play guitar, and I start playing guitar with 10 years, 11 years old. And from this time until 22, 23 years old, my life was totally linked with music and guitar. First, I learned to play songs, popular songs, rock and roll songs here in Brazil, Tropicalia songs, popular music songs. And then when 17 years old, I started to do my own musics, like a composer. So I went to festivals and music to theaters, and was great times there because I learned how to create. And creation, I learned through music. And creation is what we need all the time in every profession you have, every job you have to be a creative person. And I learned to be a creative man through my music and through the guitar. And it's not difficult because you have 4 or 6 chords, different chords here in this guitar, and you can play a lot of songs. And 4, 5, 7 different chords, you can create different musics. It's fantastic because you see with the simple things, you can create a lot of different things. So creativity is my life, and I started, and I am very, very thankful to the music and that woman, that professor who teach me to play guitar.
And in the very beginning, which song touched your heart?
Well, when I was in hospital, 60s, of course, was Beatles, because Beatles was a new kind of rock and roll. Was not the American rock and roll, or was a rock and roll with melody. What caught attention in Beatles at that time, they could create music with melody, not only rock, not only that beat, but with melody. Things sounds like a folk in UK, folk in Scotland. That folk music, you can feel that folk line integrated with the rock and roll, gave to Beatles very special line of creation in their music. So Beatles, of course, was the first song that caught my attention and inspired me to not only learn to play guitar, but inspired me to create music.
Which song?
Well, they have a lot of, but one of them is that. Hey, I'll tell you something, I don't you understand. And now, say that something, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand, I wanna hold your hand. Was a very nice, very beautiful music.
And how can you say the good things music can bring us to businessmen?
Well, how you manage same thing, same tools, same raw materials that everybody has, and how you can do different things with the same things. You have people, you have capital, you have raw material, you have tools. They are the same for everybody. How you mix the same things in a particular way, you create extraordinary business. For instance, Nike is a shoe. It's shoes, but it's not shoes, because they mix Nike with other emotional and subjects that are everyone could take it, but they did. So things are at disposal of everybody. With music, you learn how to integrate this chords, this music, and how you can do different things with same. This guitar is the same that the other guy has. Music is the same. You are not creating other ways of music. And in terms of business, this is very helpful, because we learn always to think in a creative way. And nowadays, one name that everybody is saying all over the world in business is disruption. Disruption is innovation. Innovation is creativity. And music is always, all the time, creativity.
Can you remember a disruption song?
Well, disruption song, that was our thing we learned with only 4 chords, with the same 4 chords. You can play a lot of different songs. And so this is a very simple example of disruption. So you can play, for instance, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking word of wisdom, let it be. And with the same chords, no woman, no cry. No, woman, no cry. The same. And nowadays, one Brazilian guy has an international success with the same 4 chords. Nossa, nossa, assim você me mata. Ah, se te pego, ai, ai, se te pego. So disruption is with the same thing, you do different things, just creating a special moment, the instant where you do a little bit different, and this thing sounds and is different. Creativity, disruption, innovation.
José Luis Tejão, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you very much, and I wish you Lou, an extraordinary job here with this program you are doing, fantastic, and all the guys that are there, a spectacular New Year and spectacular Christmas for everybody.
Thank you, Tejão. Luciene Miranda to São Paulo Direct by Dukascopy TV.